Hello, my name is Esther Zuidgeest, and in this video I'm going to explain the chipset tools I've made. These chipset tools make it easy for you to make projected curves like these onto a mesh. So why do I want projected curves like these? Well, this mesh behind the curves is a digital piece of rock. And in the end we want to create a real rock out of it to be used in theme parks or in zoos. And to be able to make a translation between the digital and real rock work, we need these curves, because these curves can be transformed into steel bars that are welded together to create a mesh where concrete can be sprayed on, which can be painted, etc. So this is actually the key to creating real rock work from digital one. In this menu I've created some tools and I'm going to go through them one by one. The group of curves you see here is called a chip. To create this chip there are several approaches, and one of them is to first block out each chip with a plane. To create the projected curves we first have to create edges that will be projected onto the rock mesh. To do this we use the divide chipset tool. Here we specify how wide we want each segment to be, and then it will divide itself up. First we select the edges in the direction we want, and then we press execute. As you can see in the command line, it has created 14 divisions, and each segment is approximately 14 centimeters wide. We can also perform this on like a larger grid, for example. Here, execute it. And we could also divide this up even more, for example between 30 and 40, so we get nicely spaced divisions. The second tool is called project curves. As the name says, it projects curves on top of the rock mesh. So we can select the horizontal and vertical curves together, then select the rock mesh and execute, and as you can see it has projected the curves on top of the mesh. It has also created a group, chipset group, with the curves in it. The third tool gives you the possibility to project edges on the mesh. To do this you select the edges you want to have projected, then you select the mesh and you press execute. The difference between projecting curves and edges is that when you project curves you project in the direction of the camera, and when you project edges you project along the normal of the edge, which is calculated by the vertex normals. This can come in handy if you want to make a projection which has a curvature on it, like this one. Show it. As you can see, the projection is made along the normals of the edges, like so. The fourth tool, which is called clean curves, comes in handy in the following example. When we project some edges, let's look into this group. There are also curves existent here that don't actually have any length. And there are also curves that are so small that we just want them removed. So here we can specify under which length we want the curve to be removed. So if we press execute, you see that the two curves here have disappeared. But you can also see that in the outliner even more curves were deleted, and those were the curves that didn't have any length. These curves are created because some curves are projected into space and don't hit anything. The last tool is called rebuild curves, and it rebuilds curves that have more than the maximum number of spans. This is useful for the machine that is going to create steel bars out of these curves. Will probably have a maximum number of bends it can make. Therefore we will need this tool. Here it's set at 40 of maximum spans. It will only execute if a curve has more than 40 points, which these don't. Let's see, I think this has around 24. So let's put in 10. And as you can see, it now has 10 spans, and they all have 10 spans. So these were the chipset tools, and let's go over to the chipset camera. This is the projection camera tool. The purpose of this tool is to make projecting curves easier, because it functions like a stamping tool. I'll show how it works. First, you can see that these are orthographic and perspective camera that are constrained to this curve. To go into them, we can just press this perspective or orthographic word, and then we'll shift to the appropriate camera. To move around, we move this circle. You can just place it where you want. And then we have several shapes or stamps we can use, and we activate them by clicking on them. So let's create some chips with this projection camera tool. We want straight projection with both horizontal and vertical curves. So we select this, and the curves are already selected for us. We only have to select rock mesh and project them. Now we move the camera to the side, and we can project again. And as you can see, we have two nice chips projected on the digital rock mesh. Thank you for watching this video.